So you got your big happy face automatic, runs on batteries, quartz movement. You know, they sit there and say Swiss horse movement or whatever. This is all made in China. Okay. Didn't know it was a happy face until I bought the damn thing, got it home. Took one look, I'm like, it's smiling at me. Anyway, it died a couple weeks ago, but then it started back up, so it definitely needs a battery, I'd imagine. Okay, then you got this one. This is where we get to the labor of love type stuff. This is what's called a manual automatic. Okay, there's no battery in it. It winds itself. I showed you guys this before. That big counterbalanced weight right there. This is skeletonized. It looks like it has jewels in it, but it doesn't. You can see the mainspring and a few other gears turning. Everything else turns so slow. It's kind of cool. Like I said, with the quartz on the back, being able to see straight through. And then, yeah, I pointed this out before. These double clasps right here. They're just brilliant. Seriously. Okay. So you got your automatic, manual automatic. Okay, it winds itself with that big gear or big weight. Battery. This again, labor of love. Okay, this is a pocket watch I inherited. It's got 17 joules, and you have to wind it every day. As you see, same thing with this. If you don't shake this thing, it won't stay wound up. It'll just die. That's what I'm talking about. It's the labor of love, these things. Okay, I mean, I appreciate nice timepieces, but you can't trust this thing because how much time did it just lose? See, for instance, it might say 3 o'clock on it, right? And that's the correct time. Say you fall asleep or something. I don't know. You know, you're not paying attention. You're not moving much is the key. Okay, it doesn't wind itself and it just stops. And then it's like 4 hours later. You look at it and it says 3:50. You know, what? Because you just got up and started to move and it wound itself and it starts to run. So you sit there and think it's running. No, again, labor of love. You got to watch these things because they can be very, very misleading. Now this one's simple old pocket watch. Okay, you pop this and wind it, and you feel the spring wind up. Okay, and then you pop it back in and it starts to run. Okay, you can tell it's running by this second hand down here. Right now it's not running. This is a jeweled mechanical movement. Okay, so what that means is it's completely mechanical. You have to wind it. Okay, and again, labor of love because you have to do that at least once a day. Okay, you got to make sure that spring's sprung up pretty tight. But yeah, 17 joules, that means it has 17 rubies being used as bearings inside this watch. It's not that much. I mean, it's like a $150 watch or something like that. You know, they make other ones that have, a little more fancy and stuff like that. This is just kind of a basic one. I looked it up, It's kind of cool because just like these things, all left for me by Paul, his union ring. I was in the same union. And then his custom nugget he had made in Burlingame. 8 diamonds. Don't know how many grams of steel or whatever, but it needs to be resized for me, basically. It's getting pretty skinny. Anyway, so I hope you learned something about knives. Mr. Happy runs all the time until the battery dies. This guy, you find yourself shaking your wrist around trying to get it to wind itself. And then this one, yeah, you just want it. You wake up in the morning, you set the time, you wind it. It's good for the day. Okay, as I stated, labor of love. These other ones. Okay, it's much simpler. Just put something like that on, let it run and run and run. It runs for days or for months. So, gotta find my gold one that's around here somewhere. The gold and blue trim. I haven't seen it in a while. But yeah, I've always dug this one. I was hoping this one would be a little bit fatter. This was a nice one, but really when you look at it, it is quite a piece. Man, how did they get that many layers stacked up in there? I mean, it's nuts. The band is brilliant. Although it reflects light like crazy, these polished surfaces. I mean, I'm driving in the Max, and this thing hits sunlight. It's like I got like 1,000 spotlights on the roof. And then yeah, the quartz back, where you can see through the back. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's definitely pretty cool. So how do you do this? Well, I don't know if I can do it with one hand. So. Okay, so, whoops. I don't want to see my mess down there. Sorry, I'm going to clean up. So with this, you pull a little thumb thing out. I don't know what the official name is. And that sets the time, okay? And you push it in. And then you wind it. And that gets it rolling. See that second hand moving? I just wound it a little bit. But yeah, that's the other thing you kind of have to get a handle on. Okay, so only opens one way. Basically like that. You have to learn how to do it with one hand. Because you see this seam? Your second hand, your left hand, isn't going to do anything to help you. There's absolutely no way to grip this thing. You have to make it function properly by doing that. Okay, that's the only way. It locks up tight. Like I said, you can wind it when it's closed like this. Okay. And then you pull that pin up. I don't think I'll be able to do it again. But by pulling this pin out, it allows you to set the time like you saw me do that one time. I didn't set the time, but you saw the hand sweep. So, anyway, 17 joules. If I'm not mistaken, the best Swiss watch guys, I think one of them just went up to 24 joules. I think 23 was the max. Nobody could go for past 23 joules. You know what I mean? It's like just Rolex and, Brighton. Nobody could go past 23 joules. But I heard somebody went to 24 joules. Is that what I was saying? I say 26 today. 23. I think 24 joules. Someone got up to 24 joules. So, like I said, this is a $150 watch. It's got 17 joules. You can't see any of them. That's what I was hoping, like with this one, you'd be able to see some joules. This doesn't have any joules, okay, even though they make it look like it might have some. Front and back, there's red and blue and stuff like that, and yeah, nah. No joules in that. It's a mechanical automatic. But this mechanical, like I said, it's lowbrow. It's not a very expensive watch. But you gotta dig them. Even the big ugly ones.